And I don't like it really, so stop talking about it.
I didn't say it once, but since you brought it up, I'm going to average heaps more than you. Yeah, at that price? Who? At that price, who? At that price.
No.
At that price. At that price.
No one.
No one. Good. Maddie for the win.
Too late.
Oh!
Too high. Too high.
I keep on asking me if Tom McConaughey's going to be the ruckman. It's not.
Not yet. Not yet anyway.
Not even. He's not the best ruckman in
I
cup.
want to see jibbies and chesters. I want to see these.
You're not going to be seeing much of chest, aren't you?
Oh, Francis. I just got concussed. I just got concussed.
Doesn't care.
Tom Mitchell doesn't tug on the ball. Thomas kicks the winning goal and he got 140. Vice captain right now.
What are you doing?
Huh?
Why do you do that?
Because it looks like I'm really busy.
Welcome back to SuperCoach Masters. My name is Jules and I'm with my cousin Matty.
And I'm Matters and I'm with my cousin Jules. Jules, hey man, what are you doing?
Nothing. Thank you, champ.
Alright, let's go. What are we doing?
Boys, I'm excited. I'm excited.
You better fuck up the mic.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm really excited to get back into the.
Oh, why not?
top
It's trades, it's buys, it's trades and buys, and captains and trades and buys.
Captains and trades and buys. Matty Gazeebs, let's, without further ado, if you haven't heard, if you missed the last episode, shame on you. Bad person, but go watch it. It's really good. We've got some details of a giveaway. Matty Gazeebs.
Yes, the giveaway with this nice sexy jumper we do.
Jumper and a polo, perhaps, Matty?
I think what I've decided with the SuperCoach Master 6 Sunts, the top 4 that are going to be playing for the big prize, whoever wins that gets that.
So
it's not going to be a vote. No. It's going to be whoever wins. If so, the Wahab or the Bruce or the Whiskey, or maybe the Ball, or maybe someone else comes in late.
Because as it is, it doesn't stand. It's the end of the bye round, so you know, Big Ocker, Dave Turn It Up, Deanfield, they can all get into the top. Anyone can really do it, Matty.
Anyone can really do it. So basically, whoever wins, let's just say it's the Bruce. So if the Bruce...
Well, if they haven't heard, top 4 is the majored prize. Continue, message.
So the top 4, they're going to be fighting for whatever they want. So it's not a vote, it's not a set. It's if you like the jumper and you win top 4, you get the jumper.
Yeah. If Whiskey D wins it and he goes like, George, I want the polo, mate, polo's all yours.
So and then the jumper will be for the second division, which is the rest.
The rest of
But if the polo gets picked first, then the jumper is going to be the second division. But that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
And that's going to
And you only need to donate or support us with 1 coffee to be in the running to do it. So jump aboard, help us out, help us even buy a new mic, because if you watched the last video, it's been playing up a bit. So
we need a new mic.
I need a new mic, guys. So it's copper.
And I've been training too hard, Jules. This is popping out of it. My guns are popping out of this.
We need to get a bit bigger size. But I keep telling you, I reckon that size looks perfect on you.
Champ.
Hey, but you just want a big baggy.
I just keep getting bigger and bigger though, champ. These guns don't quit. I had lasagna today.
Okay.
All that.
See that hoodie space.
All that hoodie space is the right and low draws. But let's stop talk about the things anymore.
No, I'm talking about the things still.
Before.
What? What are you doing this?
So what's the end? It's the end of the last buy round.
End of the last buy round.
So get your...
end of the last buy round up until we record for the first video, because that's when we're going to be announcing the prizes.
So the first video. So we are talking 3 or 4 weeks from now. A month time for you guys to get your chances to win these.
So thanks again to everyone who's supporting us. And obviously it's not going to be, Dylan 72 got on your champ is not going to have the same chances as Dave Turn It Up.
But they still have a chance.
But dude, there's also
so how are we going to, is it going to be like a wheel?
It's going to be like a wheel of fortune, I think. And like the bigger things, like obviously.
Are we going to do it live?
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to have to do it.
We have to do it live.
We have to buy a wheel. We need some more copies to buy a wheel.
And obviously, like Wahab, if it continues as is, he's going to have at least half of the major division pie. But get in that first division, because you've got a better chance of winning in the first division than you do the second. Matt, Steves, that brings me to the coffee shouts.
Okay. Oh, got some.
And it's the Wahab.
Oh, Wahab.
Now, I don't know what to say this time, but enjoy the 5 caps.
Thanks, Wahab.
That's Wahab is exactly why I called you up today.
Yeah.
And I said, Matty, we're not doing a live anymore. We're doing
this just because of Wahab. So we're not
Wahab, if you like the lives,
this was a last minute calling. Geordie calls me, come over here. I'm like, why? I'm like, because Wahab doesn't want us to do a live because we scream and swear too much when he really wants to watch us. So
Wahab, this one's for you. And
just for you. I like my lives.
When you guys get up to Wahab's level, you can make demands like that of us as well. It's kind of like our producer.
So Wahab just said what?
Enjoy the 5 caps. Got nothing to say, and enjoy them we will. It's going to go straight to a mic. Thank you, Anup. The Big Ocker, now he's really coming to the form. He's like one of the primos that are just really, he's like a mirror.
Yeah,
He's like
he's good.
quiet at the start of the year, and now he's just gone into absolute
He's the
form.
X factor.
He's on the cusp of major. Let's get into it. Big Ocker bought 3 coffees. These coffees are courtesy of Charlie, gone missing constable. Thanks, then Charlie. And Clary, I'll be back. Oliver. 2 of Hal for very different reasons, but we want back ASAP. Keep up the switched on brain work for us, you legend.
Sure
Thanks, Big Ock.
And speaking of, you said it, we all said it, he's not going to be more than
I knew it.
2 weeks.
So close. I reckon he would have been fit this week if it wasn't a Friday game. I think that's what Goodwin said. They're not going to risk it for a Friday. So.
And now he's got an extra week, which is the Monday they play Queen's birthday or the King's birthday against Collingwood.
Clary is in.
Against Collingwood, hopefully
he kills us.
I know I don't want to say it, but hopefully...
No, I do. I hope he rips us apart. Yeah. Destroys us.
As Collingwood, that is.
6 goals.
6 goals. 6 goals to Oliver.
He's my captain. He'll be my captain that week, for sure.
Oh, easily. Next, someone else?
But not least, it's my favourite, one of the favourite. I've got so many favourites. Craig, Los Pistolas. 2 more peanut caffeine hits, SMCs. Only 1,346 more to go. Genius work with Sicily last week. Any love for Jordan De Goey this week? I've had him for a bit and he may just pod his way into my heart. Matty, I think De Goey is a great segue to talk into these primos for this week.
I think we should talk about De Goey's Jaws. What do you want to talk about?
Well, he scored 150 against North, and he's only got West Coast this week. West Coast obviously didn't tag Merritt last week. So...
Well, De Goey was the 3rd highest player to score last week against West Coast. Oh, no, sorry.
3rd highest scorer of the whole round.
So he got 156. I like him. The price is pretty good.
He's more of a hit and miss. He's either going to get you a 70, or he's going to get you 130. So
yeah, it's true. Like when he gets 100s, he gets 100s. He gets 130s, 122s, 116s, 128s, and 156s, and a little 107. The lowest score is a 67 against Adelaide, but we were only up by 20.
That was a hard game.
Seconds. It was a hard game and we just won. He could have got some X Factor stuff, but no, Geordie, I like De Goey. I'm not going to say the obvious things this week because this is the bye week and it starts today. It starts now. So we're just going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there. Like, obviously, you get players that are going to suit your bye. So we're not even going to say, no, don't get De Goey because maybe this or the bye. No, we'll talk about what we really think about and pretend. Because this De Goey, you're going to get...
We're going to assume that if you're asking or you want to play, he's going to be suiting your bye structure.
Exactly. So we're not going to waste time on that. We're just going to go straight into it. De Goey at that price. Very sexy price, very sexy player, and loves to get 156s.
Yep, break even 65 as well. So a good week to jump on him. If you think he's going to score well against West Coast, which I think he will.
I think he will too. I think he'll score well against Melbourne as well. He didn't score well against Adelaide last time, which was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks later.
He's back to the G though.
Collingwood's playing in that. Oh, he loves the G.
Does he though? Because he's got 2 of his low numbers against them, 92 and 76 at the G.
Well, maybe he doesn't love the G. Well, he loves the big stage. So, he's got 4 big numbers.
It doesn't matter where he's playing, to be honest. Let's be honest.
He's a good pick. I like him.
I wouldn't personally get De Goey. I think he's going to go huge against West Coast. Don't get me wrong. But if you're comparing De Goey's to like Merritts of the world, the Brayshaw, I just like these other guys a bit more. Kind of runs under their belt.
As a point of difference, yes. Like he's not even a point of difference. He's like in 15% of teams, champ. That's not a big point of difference. Maybe it's not a big point of difference there. Who asked that question? That was Ocker?
No, that was Big Craig.
Big Craig. Pistoles.
Los Pistoles. How many more peanuts do we have to do to get more coffees around here?
I know, right?
All right. We'll get to the leaderboard and put it up for you guys, and we can see the Wahab has boosted his way. He didn't want all of that major pie. Oh, yeah. Second is the Bruce, absolute gun. Whiskey D, he's flown into the top 4 major prize-winning division recently with 130 SuperCoach. SuperCoach ball I haven't heard from in a while is still making his way there. Big Ocker is chasing him down. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Big Ocker in the top 4 next week, Matty. Such an X factor he's been.
Yeah. Oh, he'll definitely get some big points and SuperCoach boosts for the last quarter, Dying moments.
Oh, 100%. Now turn it up, Matty. Turn it up, all the way up. Dave, SMC, love him. He's up there. Dean Fields. Craigo, he's catching up as well. I reckon Craigo could even be, the way he's going, I reckon he can get to the top as well.
I like Craig though, mate. Like he supported my peanut pick and he's doing the right things and he's a very honourable man for saying he would do what he's doing.
He's a good bloke.
Based on my stupidity. But George, what does this mean? Peanut is now out for me.
Matty, your spoilers so soon, but...
Well, he's 2 weeks out. Like everyone knows he's injured. He's out. They've seen the teams.
No spoilers. All right.
He's out.
Jesus, this guy. Chaos, Billy Bobby up there as well. Benny T is dead. Rest in peace, Benny. I hope you make it back next year in Supercoach. I'm guessing he had a bad year. I'm guessing he started Stewart on the field like I did round one. Engo, you got the love heart. In my heart, Engo, good stuff. Jamie Mizza, haven't heard from you in a bit. Hope you're well. Glenny, he's tagged. Come on, Glenny, get up there. Give us a coffee. Tyson is still a Muppet, as far as I'm concerned. Chrissy Pritchard has gone real cold. Adam N, Blakey B, Dylan, Docky Boy, Shano, and the rest of the guys.
So, George, Jamie spoke to me this morning, your brother. Talked about the giveaway, wants a jumper. He just wants to give you a shitload of money just to have a jumper. He just wants one. So this,
you know how to do it, Jamie. You've got to get a big piece of that pie.
So he wants. So which leads me to the next question: is there going to be a shop?
No, there isn't, because I've already done all the math. I've spoken to people. To get these things printed and sent here is already like 70, 80 bucks. And if they get them, then I send them out. It's just not going to be worth it.
Pick up only. Geordie's house.
Pick up only.
After this, we'll leave his address.
Leave my address in the comments below, guys.
Leave your address in the comments below.
Look, right, if there's enough of you guys interested in wanting one, when, Big Ocker takes out the prize and the Wahab takes out the major prize or whatever, let me know. We'll see if we can get something up and running. Me and Craig were talking about Los Pistolas. He thinks he's got a bit of a shop he can run. I'm chatting with him, but been a bit busy on that front. Man, let's get into the nitty gritty, because I've got a couple of duds that I want to get rid of and a couple of studs I want to bring in.
George, I want to do a little thing today.
I want to do a thing too.
I want to look at your team and I would suggest what trades I would make for your team, and you can do the same for me.
All right.
Don't take out my Chase Jones.
Chase Jones and Peter are gone.
No, not yet. But anyway, what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about captains, vice captains?
No, captains at the end, Matt Siebes. I just want to talk about the players we want out.
All right, first of all.
That's out. Don't tell me about Ian's. I want out.
Out of our team?
Chopping block, out.
Out of my team?
Out.
Pianet.
Okay, so Pianet's obviously injured. He's been
he was gone before.
A successful pod, average pod.
I would say
unsuccessful pod.
Okay, he's pretty successful. He made me 100k.
How much points did he average over this time?
He made me 100k. I wasn't going for the points, but
that's not what I asked.
He got me 102. He got 102, a couple of 80s, and a 78. So maybe around 85.
Okay, that's not the worst.
It's not
we would have liked the hundreds from him, but he did go off injured, I think, twice of those games. So. Two of those games.
He was already on the chopping block before I even knew he broke his hand.
You was already on the chopping block when he brought him into your team.
Oh yeah, he was just there.
It's funny because you got rid of Wits before you knew he was injured because you just wanted to free up money, and you were going to get rid of Peanut before you knew he was injured.
LDU too. I got rid of LDU.
I know.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of players that you want to get rid of before.
I don't know. When I say I want so the first one that happened was LDU. I said I want to get rid of him, and George was like, "That's stupid." But then he ended up being laid out. And people had to keep him, but I already traded him.
Because you just traded him in.
I hated it. And then the next one was, I'm going to get Wits to Grundy to, that's stupid. Wait a minute. Wits actually got injured, laid out as well. Geordie had to keep him. Did you keep him? You got Cornelio for him.
I got Darcy.
No? You got Cornelio.
Then I got Darcy.
Then you got Darcy the week after. You played Radical that week because it was too late that week. So I traded him. Now Pianet, I told you my trade thoughts earlier this week before the Pianet.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like...
I didn't say I was stupid though this time.
No, you didn't. No, because he needed to go. So to me, number one, Pianet on the chopping block. Ashcroft is a potentially one, which I've got a couple of plans. And Samson Ryan. I know he's playing. He's just time is done.
Okay, so them three are the ones that we think are going to go on. Is there anyone else that could be on the chopping block, or that's just them three? Atkins?
Yes or no, maybe. I don't know.
If he's named, he's out. If he's not, he's in, I imagine. Okay, easy. How many people are you going to be fielding this week, Matt Siebes?
How many? Let me just go to my stupid playing in the bio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
19 players. That's
19 players. So 19 players with potential to get either Mitchell or Ford as an emergency to see who does better type thing. But we'll just see.
Oh, since you already told us some of your ins, tell us the ins now.
Oh, yeah, well, clearly Ford.
So Ford's 100% in?
Ford is
Don't think he can get 30s for the rest of the year?
I don't care. If he gets Like,
I already know. If he gets a couple of 50s, he's made 100k.
and that's what we want from him.
I don't even want that from him.
I don't even want that from him. I just want him to play for the next couple of games. That's it.
I want, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh, look, anything else above that is great, but...
I just want him to play against that third bye. That's it.
That's it.
Because that's all I need him for, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, well, he has that third bye, as in the Melbourne bye, Melbourne Adelaide bye, yeah.
There are other teams on that bye.
I like Ford. Now it's time to cash in on that peanut and get that Briggs. So that R2 for me is just generating cash. I've got great...
Then eventually when Briggs is cashed out, you're going to get him oil.
Oh yeah, and he's going to make me so much money.
When's the premium ruck coming?
He's in the forward line when Darcy Cameron...
Oh, Darcy Cameron. Is that...
So Darcy Cameron is just lurking around. He's getting some match fitness, getting some points up, getting more time on ground. He's got West Coast this week. So hopefully he can go berserk and get 190 by the third quarter.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right.
He's not Wahab.
140. So my plan there is, look, Briggs, depending how good or shit he's going to go for the next couple of weeks, I think he'll be out by the time it's his bye.
Bye, really? You think he's got 3 weeks in your team?
I think it'll be enough because I think he can potentially go up to 450. I reckon he can make 200k. The way that he's going...
You can't go make 200k in 3 weeks.
Geordie, yes, he definitely can. I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
What, George? You know why? So if he gets...
So if he averages about 70, he's going to make just under or just about 100k, right?
Right, but if he gets even if he gets 90, he'll get 150k. So if he's averaging...
So that's not 200k.
Well, if he's averaging what he's averaging now, then yes, he can definitely be 200k straight up.
I think 3 weeks is a bit of a short time frame for that. But
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think so. I think it's potentially can be done. So if he's getting a 68, a 70, and an 82, he's already going up 60, 30, making 100k. So if he gets...
That's what I said.
Okay. So if he gets if he gets 30 points, 24 points and 20 points extra, which is going to equate to 100.
If he averages 100, I still don't think he makes 100k. 200k in 3 weeks. I think he needs
just a little bit under, George. Just give me some...
All right, but you're not going to want to get rid of someone who's averaging 100 and still probably has a break even of like a 5 at...
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. So worst case scenario, hopefully he makes 100k and gets these shitty numbers.
Okay.
But Darcy Cameron. But again, who knows?
Eddie Ford and Briggs in. Who is the last player that you're bringing in, Matty? And wait. Before you tell me what were the 4 or 5 players you were considering for this spot?
So these 2 players were always going to be these 2 players.
You're always going to be Ford and Briggs.
It was always going to be Ford and Briggs. I wasn't even going to bring in a premium this week.
Okay, but now you are. But you're considering a bunch.
Yes, that's right. So there's the considerations. Dawson, his run is amazing. Like, I'm not one of the only idiots that haven't got him.
No, there's plenty of other idiots that don't have him.
So Dorsey, but his break even is 130, but he does have Gold Coast and he's got West Coast next week, and then he's got his bye.
Okay.
Then I saw McRae, and I thought, well, McRae, and a lot of people are like, 245s, Trelaw's back this week, but no, I did a bit of research myself on the CBA's champ, and, over the last 3 weeks, McRae got a 0, a 20, and a 50% time on the CBAs. Where he was actually getting more CBAs when Trelaw and Bailey Smith were in the team. So it seems to me Trelaw being out for the last 3 weeks actually made Bailey Smith get a lot more CBAs, hence why, if you have a look, the proof is in the pudding. So I don't think Trelaw's exclusion is really...
So he's going to come in and he is going to get midfield time. Who's that going to come from?
Probably Bailey Smith. Because, So again, it's just speculation. But regardless of where, like, McRae has hardly been playing in the midfield all year and he's averaging 109. Like, he hasn't.
Yeah.
Like, he's averaging 109 and he hasn't played midfield for more than half the time that he was last year. So the question of McRae is not so much of,
So it sounds like you're leaning towards McRae over Dawson.
And also because of the bye.
Is there anyone else you're considering?
No, because I know. Like, I know there's a couple that we could talk about and I can see why.
Ridley.
Yes, so we can talk about Ridley.
Let's talk about Ridley.
Okay, champ, let's talk about him. He's dirt cheap. He's...
Obviously, buys don't matter because you've considered Dawson, so you can consider a Ridley.
Yeah.
He's dirt cheap. We had him. He was shit, and now he wants to play good.
Well, I don't want to get sucked in, champ.
You don't want him, but 420, you're kind of not getting sucked in. If he goes back to being his normal shitties, you're pretty much getting what you pay for.
I would imagine people have about like 12 trades or less.
-5 break even.
It's great. It's a good price. I don't want to roll the dice.
Averaging 125 the last 2 games or so.
Yeah, that's what happened to Noah Anderson. That's what happened to LDU. Like, I'm not doing it.
But these, unlike LDU and unlike Noah Anderson, he's only 420.
I understand that, but like again, that's his score. He's in good form. He got 122 and 130. He's never scored against Richmond and West Coast, who will potentially bottom 4.
He's a defender, yeah. But
yeah,
what's their run though coming up? You got North Melbourne
and Carlton, Freo, Port, Adelaide. Like the run's hard. Like they've got some tough runs. Like okay, so after North,
so the ball's going to be in the back line a lot, is what you're saying.
Is what I'm saying. Okay, or people are actually going to.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here a bit, Matt Deeps.
Like you can say the ball's going to be in the back line a lot, but again, with the skill talents and how Taranto chops up the ball and how West Coast just chops up the ball, that's why I really was getting marked. Maybe people are going to hit targets. The good teams pick targets when they go forward. That's why they win. So.
Well, North Melbourne and Carlton are not 2 of those teams at the moment.
2 of those teams. So no, you can make a couple of. You can make 100,000. I think. He's a good pick. Like based on his last 2 scores, is all I can say.
Okay.
And the price is right.
So out of all them, I'm guessing it's McRae.
I still don't know. I still want to. It's McRae or Dawson, but not by much.
Not by much. Okay. There you go. They're not too funny, Matty. You didn't make me laugh too much.
I'm sorry, champ. Well, you've got I'm on the upgrade. I'm only making my team better. Like P-Net and Briggs. Well, Briggs has been playing better than P-Net. That's an upgrade for me, and I get 200,000. And by the way,
P-Net did score 2 100s before you traded him in as
well.
well.
He sure did, and that's why he got my money generation going up. So, and that still leaves me with $287,000 for next week, which I've already planned to get Lucky Neil for Chase Jones because he'll be on the way out.
He's on the way, all right.
Or he's on the way, or even Atkins. To go, and I can afford Neil for any of those 2 duds with only making 1 trade.
Sounds good, Matty. Sounds good.
Now, George, you're the one.
I'm the one
that has got Radagalias, Sean Darcy's.
Oh yeah.
Ashcroft, so I think he's made his money enough. Atkins. You've got some Atkins that could be on the chopping block, George.
Yep.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? All right. Well, all those players are on the block.
Okay.
So all those players are on the block. And it's pretty simple. If Atkins is not named, he's out.
If you had 4 trades, would you trade them all out?
No.
Okay.
I think 3 is more than enough this week.
Okay.
Especially with the amount of trades.
Yeah. All right, so Chad, big question.
Yes.
Eddie Fordy's he coming in?
Yes.
Briggsy's coming in?
Yes.
So who's that last superstar?
That's the question, Matty. And my consideration has been no trades. That's definitely a strong chance of no trades. There's also going early on Cripper.
You need to talk to me about Cripper, champ.
I think he's a premium midfielder. A lot of people that already own him probably don't feel that because he's copped all the 70s and 80s and stuff, but I think he's been so under the radar, not under the radar, the scrutiny. He's been scrutinised about his form, about everything. I reckon he's ready. I think his break gives 129 or something, Matt Seeves. Can you...
123.
123. I think you can get that against Melbourne. They don't really play too accountable kind of football. I mean, Sarong and Brayshaw did go loose against them last week. So I think if you want to get Cripps, I mean, you can wait, see him get 100 and then get him next week, but then you already lose one of his buys, better off trading someone else. He's a good price for a primo. He's under 500k. I think he can get 120, and so Cripps is definitely an option. His
last 5 weeks have been atrocious.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the same. You could say the same with Brayshaw before everyone jumped on him. Like, it's not buy high, buy high, buy high. It's buy low.
But the thing is, with Brayshaw had those 25, 28 plus touches and a goal, and he just couldn't get Supercoach points. Cripps has had, in his shit games, 17, 26 like Brayshaw, 26 like Brayshaw.
So there's only 2 real bad games in that last fortnight, right? Because he did go off against Sydney Swans late in the quarter. He only got 70% or so time on ground.
Yeah.
The game against Brisbane, he was heavily tagged or defeated by Dunkley, so to speak.
I think he just, looking at these stats, champ, I think he just needs to stick to his handballs, because when he gets 27 handballs, he gets 100. Like, the less kicks he does, the more points he gets.
I think it's only a matter of time, because those kicks are going to be going to the forward line. There's Kurnos and Mackay's there, so I think it's only a matter of time before Cripps recaptures his form. He's got Melbourne, which doesn't really play accountable football. Essendon, Gold Coast, Hawthorn, Freo in the next couple of games. So I think it's a good opportunity for Cripps to get his scoring back up. I mean, at that price, if he scores 90, you're not really losing.
One?
No.
Tell me who you
I'm also considering a bit of a decam, going early on the decam.
Ooh, champ. Oh, you're talking about going early on the decam, you're looking at him right here.
Yeah. You went way too early on decam.
I thought
On day where he was a late in.
I thought he was good. I thought he was due.
But he's a late in. If he was a late in, as in
I always knew he was going to play that.
Okay, but he's a late in.
He was always part of it.
Okay, but he's going to be a sub or a late in. Doesn't that mean he's not ready for a full game? They were
trying to fuck with Carlton's heads, and they did because we smashed them.
I don't think that's why we won.
I don't care. We won because of anyway.
Decap. So his time on ground has been increasing in the last 2 weeks.
Sure has, champ.
And I know
he's playing West Coast.
He's playing West Coast. There you go. And it's a good coverage during the bye. To have a primo ruckman that can go back and forth, especially with my Darcy Radaglia situation. So 3 of the 4 I mentioned going out. Don't know which ones exactly at this moment in time because I'm tempted to hold Darcy because I don't need him this week or next week. He has his bye this week anyway. I'm tempted to hold him. Radaglia's hamstring is short term, so he'll be back before Darcy. So that's why it's a bit of a not sure. And obviously Ashcroft's going to be good coverage if you hold on to him. He does have an easy couple of games. I know there's a Hawthorn in there and a couple of games at the Gabba.
Champ, there's another one that I was considering, but we will talk about him next week because he's got his bye. So I guess in that case, champ,
Ridley as well.
You're considering Ridley?
I mean, my defense is already finished, but can you ever have enough 420k primos that can score well? I don't think so. I mean,
are we allowed to talk about the players that have their bye this week?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about Neils because everyone wants a Neil next week, right?
Well, look, I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of players that like Luke Ryan.
Yeah, he's really good price.
Luke Ryan is bottomed out at the moment. I think.
Has he? Because I reckon he's still got another week. What's his break even? It's over 100, isn't it?
His break even, well, we can't really see because the break evens I think are a bit broken, but it's saying it's 112 against Richmond.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's 5'2", 5'2", I think, 5'2", Mm-hmm. He's ready for contention. I think a lot of people will be targeting Neil. I'm kind of feeling a Brayshaw and a Neil upgrade for me as far as
Brayshaw's pretty highly priced though.
I know, and he is ready to go.
A lot of people jumped on with the 500, so I don't know if I could go at 5.
Oh, geez, I thought he was 5'6". He's 5'8". Okay,
yeah.
So
that's a bit expensive for a Brayshaw. Personally, you can even spend another 20k and get a Sarong. Would you rather a Sarong or a Brayshaw?
Probably a Brayshaw.
Would you? You couldn't stand him before he started getting those 140s when I was talking to him about him on the podcast.
No, I couldn't stand him when people were saying, should we trade him out? Should we trade him out? And everyone's saying, keep him. Like, how many, like this, if you're thinking about Ridley, you've had, and me too, I'm a victim or, a culprit of this. We traded out Canelio, we got him back in. Mm-hmm. We've traded out Doherty, and you've got him back in. We've traded out Stewart, we've got him back in. We've traded out Ridley, and we're potentially getting him back in. So for me to say trade Brayshaw out,
I was never telling anyone to trade Brayshaw out.
I know, but I was.
Yeah.
I was saying trade Brayshaw out before, when he was, where was he? Like he was 5'6". Now he went down to 5'09", and this is the time that we should. Now he's back to 5'8".
I don't think worth trading to save 60k.
Probably not, but it was just his stinky.
But besides the people we traded out, 3 of the ones you mentioned were injured.
Ridley concussion.
Yeah, Stewart, obviously.
Stewart, yeah.
And there was
Doherty
injured.
Doherty, yeah.
So brought them back in because they've been injured. So anyway, I'm thinking about those trades. I don't know where it's going to be Ridley, Decam, Cripper or anything like that. I've got to really play with my buys. I have been playing with them all week. And something different always just pops up at the last second. I think Ashcroft is pretty ripe for getting rid of, but he does have a good ready run, Matty. Can you just get up the Ashcrofter? He's not done. It's very subjective to think he's just done.
If he's made $220,000 and he's $217,000, wow. Hope Briggs can do that.
So he's got Hawthorn, okay? And when he comes back, then he's got Sydney at the G, St Kilda, then Richmond at the G, and West Coast at the G ABBA.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't afford to hold him, champ. Let's talk about. So as far as the rookies, George, clearly Ben, the Ford is the one to hunt down.
Ford is the only one, I think.
Yeah. More than Briggs.
He's not really a rookie, Briggs, is he? He's just an underpriced ruckman who hadn't been getting a shot. I think if you got a good ruck like English and Marshall, I don't think there's any need to get a Briggs.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not. But they could, because they might just want to get...
They could, but I don't think he will be as important as Ford, because you can save 120k, get Ford instead of Briggs.
Yeah.
Look, if I had my ruckman playing, I probably wouldn't get a Briggs. If Darcy was fit and healthy, probably not.
There's no room for it. A lot of people might be jumping on that Oslan Moolen.
Give him another week. Because he gets a week, right? He has his bye. Then if he's getting his third game after the bye, it's a perfect downgrade on that for maybe a Mitchell or a Weddle.
Yep.
Who's got that bye, and then you downgrade them, upgrade your Warples.
That's what we do, George. Let's upgrade those Warples.
Upgrade the Warples that I'm the only one who goes.
So, George, how many more targets on your field?
It's hard because if I'm sideways in my primos like Darcy, who's the biggest pod with Warple in my team, it makes it really hard to my upgrade cadence. That's why I kind of want to keep him. So
what I'm asking you is how many more primos do you need to fill a full team after all the buys are done?
That depends if I keep Darcy.
So how many right now?
I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe.
You got 5 players on the field that you need to get rid of?
I think so. Well, because that's including Warples and Ashcrofts and stuff like that. Because I was not doing the trades this week.
Yeah. A lot of people will be asking.
Yes.
After another stinky performance for Will Day owners,
No.
is he a keeper?
Yes.
You think he's a keeper?
Yeah.
I think he's a piece of crap.
Well, I got him at a much cheaper price.
Yeah,
than
of course
most
you
people
did. But at this point, he's more of a luxury trade if you got enough trades.
It's an absolute luxury trade because you can keep him. He's still getting 30 touches. He got 30 touches last week. He's not hitting targets. Cool, he can fix that.
Yeah.
His form's fine. You can loop him from the defence and the midfield when you need coverage, when you got like someone who's missing 1 week. So that's why I'm going to keep Day. He's going to be floating from back to midfield to cover any 1 or 2 weekers.
So at this point in my session, so I've got only 2 people on the field that are averaging less than 90, which is that Atkins and Chase Jones. So
And Briggsy.
Briggs is 105, champ.
No.
He's averaging 105. That's what it says. That's what it says.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have him too, Matty.
Yeah, that's what it says. So don't short out Briggsy yet. Next week, would you go early on players? For example, so buy rounds. I'm talking about because next week buy is just Gold Coast and Geelong, right?
Yep.
Would you go early on trading out those Hawthorns or Adelaides, then to get in players like Neil who you might miss their nice break evens?
Well, it depends who you're getting rid of to get him because
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so
if you're getting rid of like a Mitchell and he's going to go up more than Neil, what's the point? You're losing out cash. But if you value points over cash.
But that's what I'm saying. So my thought is, so Mitchell, let's just say he gets another 60, right? He's
69 or a 60?
just a nice, he might be injured. He's playing Port Adelaide. He's carrying a niggle. He gets a 60.
She trained fully, kicked up both
Trained
legs.
okay, all right. So let's just say, okay, he gets his projected score.
64.
Which is a 64. So next week, his break even will be?
51.
51. Would it be...
If he gets to 64, then yeah, you could. If you've got no one else to trade out, and you want, why not?
I'm just saying, look, it's okay to...
Absolutely, it's okay. More than okay. But who knows, like, who's going to be the people that you want to get rid of? Like, that Wardlaw probably doesn't have long left. You don't have him. Good on you. I had to go early on him, but he could be ready to go soon. So I'd rather get rid of a Wardlaw than a Mitchell if he gets another 40. So hopefully that doesn't happen, mate. And let's talk about some captains.
Some captains and some vice captains, Jules. All right, let's do that. Okay, so not much to choose from. Not much to choose from, but obviously there's 4 teams less. Who do you like, George?
Well, it's unfortunate that the Bont, Laird, Dawson, English are all playing at the same time. The best kind of 4 games, the 4 teams are playing all this Saturday night, I believe. So it's going to be hard. You can only pick up one Laird, Dawson, and Bont and English. So I think one captain out of them, and you got a vice captain. I think there's a lot of good options, not for my team, but I think if you've got a merit against North, captain him, and vice captain Bont. Or if you think Blitzarves is going to go to him, go to Laird. I'm sure he's got a new lease on life now. He's got this breakdown of that
As
suspension.
a biased Collingwood scumbag supporter like myself.
You are a biased Collingwood scumbag supporter like yourself. Yeah, I'm just repeating.
Dacos vice captain against West Coast.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
What do you feel as a point of difference? Me vice captain Darcy Cameron this week.
I think it's really stupid.
I think I might do it.
I'd rather you vice captain Tom Mitchell.
Oh, Jules is just coming up with all these great ideas.
These are not great ideas.
No, they're not.
They're not great
Although
ideas.
that's stupid. All right, so let's go
Taranto
through.
against his old club.
I think you're just going to lay into him.
Yeah, you get so many free kicks. Now, I think if you've got Petrarca, vice captain him. I think if you go early, if you've got Walsh, go early on him, vice captain him. If you've got Cripps.
If you've got Gordon Grundy against a team without a P&N.
No.
No?
No. They share the ruck way too much to get something. If one of them's laid out, go crazy, but nah. Cick Dog would have been a good, handy look. Not today. De Goey, absolutely. If I had De Goey, I'd vice captain him. If not, Dacos. And yeah, as I said, you got to pick only four players in order, Matty, on that game. English, Laird, Dawson, and Bont. If you had all of them, who's your first?
English, Laird, Dawson, and Bont.
And English is playing.
Look, I'm going to say this. So I think Blitzarves is going to go to Bont. I don't know how much it's going to... But we said this a lot, and we've noticed this a lot with the Geelong games. There's only maybe 2 or 3 players in the game that Geelong's team that get over 100 points. And they're not...
It's usually Stewart.
It's normally Stewart. Max Holmes was the week before, and I think some of that... Anyway, my point is, the other opposition, whether they win or lose, there's at least about 6, 7 other players from the opposition that's going to get over 100. And English, Bont, and McRae are going to be definitely fitting that bill. Mm-hmm. I would rather do a Bulldog midfielder, I think.
Then Laird and Dawson against Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I think Laird got 42 touches last time he played Gold Coast.
Laird is going to be a little pussy and not try to tackle anyone. I think he'll match up on Noah Anderson and they don't tackle. So
what? Laird is going to have heaps of tackles this week.
I know. I'm just saying because of the sling tackle that he got off on.
Yeah, but he's still going to
He's still scared. I don't know. I think I'll mark my words. I'm just saying, I think based on history of Geelong...
1 to 4 right now.
Bont
number 1. If you think Blitzarves is going to go to him.
I think it'll be Blitzarves around the ground. I really do.
All right, okay. Bont number 1.
Geelong's midfield's shit. I'll say McRae, number 2. Ooh. Yeah, I'll say Laird, number 3.
Laird, number 3, and Dawson, 4.
Dawson, 4.
I will have a Laird at 1, Dawson at 2, Bont at 3 because of the Blitzarve tag, and McRae at 4 because I don't know his CBA split with Trelaw coming back.
Geordie. Okay, so that's that game. Would you put... So this is where your...
If I had Petrarca, it'd be Petrarca every day of the week. Even though they do tag, but Petrarca's.
So would you put your captain on Saturday night, or would you go your vice captain on Saturday night?
Depends who you have, Matty. Because if you got Merritt, you're putting your captain on Merritt, and you're putting your vice captain on them. So
yes.
If you got a Dacos and no one else, I'd go vice captain Dacos and captain Laird. But I think for me, Laird or Dawson for me personally this week because I don't know about Blitzarves and Bob.
So we're not going to do any Port Adelaide Hawthorn.
Well, if you got Butters, absolutely, I'd vice captain. I don't know if I'd go waste the vice captain on Rosie. He could go huge, but. You know, Rosie's got, 140 this week recently, and that's been his highest.
So the only Collingwood boys would be a De Goey for you?
No, Dacos.
And Dacos?
Yeah. Would you go Dacos over De Goey?
Yes.
If you had both?
Yes.
I'd go De Goey. Because he's in the guts, he's just going to be pumping the ball out. If Dacos is playing on the halfback line, he might not even see it for 2 quarters.
He'll go on the midfield. Did he get 50%? Anyway.
He got more than he usually gets, but De Goey was the number 1 CBA getter by a mile. So, look, there's a lot of options, depending on how different your team is. I'm not liking Tom Stewart this week. I liked him last week, and I got a good 138. I'd rather Dacos this week. Matty, I think if you got Merritt, and if you got any one of those Adelaide or Bulldogs guys, it's going to be pretty easy for you to decide.
Definitely Jules.
Now, Matty, is there anything else you want to talk about that before we move on?
No, but Taranto against his old team, you don't think that's going to be a blowout?
As in Richmond will win a blowout?
Or maybe a Tom Green and a...
They're not even favourites.
Or maybe a Tom... No, as in blowout. Another.
You know what? With Marlon Pick getting the most CBAs for Richmond, I wouldn't be surprised if Marlon Pick had tagged Green. I don't think Green's going to score bad by any means at Giant Stadium, but I don't know if any of them are worthwhile captain options. I might go Green if I was really desperate, though.
Yeah.
Not Taranto. I'd go Green over Taranto.
Fair enough, Jules. All right, anything else you want to talk about?
With that, just tell me, who's your vice captain and captain this week?
Right now, it's at the moment, it's Dacos on Laird.
But you have McRae, and you have McRae higher than
I'm only trading. I don't know if I'm going to get McRae.
But if you get McRae, captain's going to be on McRae.
No, because if I get McRae, I'll probably put the VC on him, and then I'll have to do something else. And
what's the something else? Because there's nothing else other than that game, unless you go Tom Green.
Probably one of the GWS boys against Richmond. As a point of difference.
That's a huge point of difference. Why don't you just go Captain Briggs and call it a day?
Thanks out. No, it's not. Joking.
There we go. All right. So I think I got about 20 players this week, so it's not a too bad week for me.
That's pretty good for you.
Now, let's get into the league, Matty, and see who's winning the SuperCoach Masters League.
Champ, I was already way ahead of you.
I don't think that's way ahead.
I was way ahead of you.
All right, now, so Didax Drybys, number 1, with the SMC in his name. How good is he? He's going to be loving life. Rank 405, Matty.
Yep.
Good on you, Paul. You're doing the right thing. Macapaka SMC still up there, still getting good scores. Good on you, Lukey boy. 429 rank. Tiger Time, a real Tiger supporter that's actually good at SuperCoach. Number 3 with the SMC in the name, rank 445, Matty.
Very good.
And De Goey Kalen slipping down to 625. A lot of good players up there, Matty. So
we got a good. We got 8 people in the top 1,000. That's pretty good.
That's really good. Good on you guys.
Very, very well done.
I hope you sorted out your buy structure. I think I've been planning mine for a while, but all to nothing now because I'm trading in 2 people who have the last buys with Ford and Briggs.
And Cripps.
Could be a Cripps.
Could be Cripps.
I told you, it's not set in stone, Matty. Nothing's set in stone.
Ha ha ha.
All right. I've got nothing else to say, Matt. What do you got?
George.
What would you do? You said you wanted to do my trades. Do my trades. Who do you want out for me?
Champ, who would I want out for you? I'll probably get rid of Darcy. I'll get rid of Radigalia. Show me your team. Show me that team.
All right. Darcy Radigalia.
Yeah, probably Briggs.
I already got rid of Radigalia here for Ford.
Okay. Scroll. Champ, back. Let's read out your team, Champ. You got Stewart, Dacos, Zeeble, Doherty, Sheasel, Weedle, with Sam Mitchell on the bench.
Seamus Mitchell.
Seamus Mitchell. You got Bont, Led, Dawson, Day, Warps, Wardlaw. We've got Oliver on the bench. Yeah, I need to get rid of Ashcroft. I'd probably go in and get a premium midfielder, Champ. That's what you need.
Who would you get, Matty? Because there's not even any room to play him.
There's not any room to play him? Yes, there is.
I mean, you can make room, but it's not required. Look how many players they got playing.
All right. Probably, yeah, I wouldn't get Cripps, though. I just think that's the wrong premium for you.
It's just a great primo.
If you're going to get I'd rather you get a McRae.
But it's the same buy.
It's the same buy as Cripps, yes. And Cripps,
but he's 70,000 cheaper and
not better. It's a point of difference, Champ. It's a matter of opinion. If you had my team, Champ, what'd you do?
I'd probably. I don't know your team without your trades, Matty. Undo your trades. I'd get rid of.
So I got P-Net.
P-Net for Briggs.
Okay, done.
Okay.
And then I've got Samson Ryan.
For Ford.
Yep.
And now you got Ashcroft to get rid of, right?
Oh, I've got anyone to get rid of because I've still got.
I'll get rid of Ashcroft or Atkins, whoever's. If Atkins, I'll play and get rid of Ashcroft or Atkins, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'd have a look at your buy structure first because I wouldn't make any trades willy-nilly. But if your buys were fine, if you could manage a good team in the third buy, I'd get your Dawson. I get your Dawson every day of the week.
And we love a good Dawson. Well, he's one.
Even Merritt wouldn't be the worst pick. I was actually asked this question by someone on the week, and I think it's a good one. It's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Laird or Dawson or Merritt, in order, if you don't have them to trade in.
Probably, well, Dawson's break-even is 130. Laird's break-even is 88. And then you got Merritt's break-even.
Still be pretty high.
Still be pretty high. So I'll probably say Laird. I think the Adelaide boys first because they've got West Coast and Gold Coast coming up. And you want to definitely have them both when they play them both, at least one.
His break-even's like 72, so...
and Merritt's...
He's going to play North Melbourne.
Merritt's got North. Darcy's still out for another 4 weeks. Setterfield is still out for another 6. Just based on form, I probably will say Laird, Merritt, Dawson. Dawson just got his first 120. He's scored under 100 the last 2 weeks.
But you're considering Dawson over Merritt?
Yes.
But in orders of trading them in, you have Merritt ahead of Dawson.
Merritt, personally.
But if you didn't, then he would be below Dawson.
Yes, but I need Dawson. I don't want to stop because everyone's got Dawson. Merritt is a kind of a bit of a difference.
I don't think he is anymore, man. He's 2 weeks of people trading him in. I doubt he's anywhere
How many
near.
percentage do you think he is?
I reckon he's at least over 20.
He's in 18.
Okay.
Where Dawson's in about 45, and every time I play Dawson, he kills me. So I'm sick of that shit. So
But if you think Merritt's going to score better than Dawson, you'll have Merritt versus Dawson.
No, it's not about who I think is...
Okay, who's going to average more out of the year?
Wait a minute. You're talking about in order to get at their price right now. Is that the question? So I gave you the order. It doesn't mean that they're going to be better than the next. We don't know what that is. At this point, I'm talking about their price and their break-evens. And obviously, Laird, his break-even is 88, Merritt is 77. If Merritt's break-even was 160, then he'll be last.
Okay, but you have that same problem because you don't have Merritt or Dawson. And you prefer Dawson.
But that's okay. Like if he's saying he wants to choose because he's asking us, he doesn't know who to pick.
Where's the best one to pick?
I know who I want in my team. As far okay, so that's.
So then you'd have Dawson than Merritt.
I think Laird and Dawson would average more than Merritt for the rest of the year.
Okay, but the person who you would get in order would be Laird, Dawson, Merritt, not Laird, Merritt, Dawson.
No, that's who I'm saying who's going to be better. That's my opinion of who's going to average better for the rest of the year. If you're talking about who you're going to get in
now,
this week,
which is what we're talking about.
I'm saying I go by what I'm saying. Laird, Merritt, and Dawson. But I like Laird, Dawson, and Merritt in that order for the rest of the year. Not who to get in now for the price that they are. Like there's 2 different questions, Jordy.
Yeah, but you've got to consider both of them now that you're doing, and you got.
I'm not considering.
Anyway,
Merritt.
let's just.
I'm not considering Merritt because I don't like Merritt.
Anyway, I got Laird, Dawson, and Merritt in that order myself.
There you go.
Yeah, because I don't have Merritt ahead of Dawson
clearly,
and want to trade in Merritt over Dawson.
Exactly. So you're clearly not understanding the concept of the question of where I'm coming from, because you're agreeing with what I'm saying, but just
you're
an
absolute idiot. You're an
George,
absolute idiot.
No, I'm not. You are.
All right.
They're 2 different questions. We're both idiots, but you
All right, buddy.
are a big idiot.
Let's just get you home, Jam. We'll settle you down. All right, let's do some tips.
Tips. Melbourne are going to kill Carlton.
Carlton's
going
going to beat Melbourne.
Okay, I don't think so.
No Clary.
Port Adelaide.
Oh, actually, they do have a bit out.
Port Adelaide.
Carlton.
Yeah, I still think Melbourne.
Port Adelaide without Sicily, easy.
Collingwood. They should
Collingwood
lose.
to beat West Coast, they should not lose
I
that.
think Bulldogs over Geelong. If Geelong West beat them, I don't know how they're going to get some wins.
Yeah, I think Doggies should win that one.
Chad, this is a game.
Nah, Adelaide will beat Gold Coast.
Controversial.
No, it's not.
These 2 morons, GWS and the Tigers.
That's a controversial one. I reckon Richmond should beat GWS.
Richmond are just not playing well. And North Melbourne should lose.
So you get Western. There you go. There's the tips. Put them all in. If you haven't got submitted your tips, whatever I said, put them in.
We want multis.
We'll have a segment called Matty's Multi.
Oh, that was right. Yeah, thanks for that.
All right, Matty. Thanks for coming over. Good to have you.
Yeah, you're protecting your balls. I know what you're doing.
All right.
See you guys. Love you.
And
Ask some questions in the live chat because we're going to be there. We're going to answer. We're going to do them. Right, George?
yes, and if you are subscribed, we love you. And if you're not subscribed,
We don't.
all right, catch ya.